Yo guys, happy Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving week. So we're going to do today's episode, which is patch 12.22B, the little micro mid-patch patch, and adjusting a few things here. And then as far as Friday, we're going to be doing a kind of Thanksgiving themed episode for those people that celebrate it. So look forward to Friday. But today, Wednesday, it's patch notes. But really quick, Thoticus replied to one of our previous episodes questions. It was for episode 107. It was, where did you finish rank-wise for 2022? And he wrote in and said, I finished silver 4. I was in bronze for a while, so I'll take any progress I can get. Honestly, dude, if you can get that leap, I can't remember if has he ever told us how long he's been playing?
No, or maybe he did. If he did, I forgot. So Thoticus, if you told us, I apologize, but I don't recall.
Any leaps like that is, you should feel proud, because going from like that one tier to the next, you ask Tyler, how fucking hard is it to try to get from silver to fucking gold? Like
getting from one, I guess, metal tier to the next metal tier, or whatever, one big tier to the next tier. It's fucking hard. The promos are ridiculous. You're gonna get match made with dinguses. And hopefully your team has less dinguses on it than the other team. And that's probably what I would, that's probably where I would go with that. I mean, I don't know. Beyond that, I don't think I can tell you.
It's really tough. But thank you, Thoticus, guys. If you ever feel like writing in for previous episodes, and we'll find them and we will talk about it, and we'll show them on screen and stuff. So
yeah, Dean's really good at sniping that kind of stuff, guys.
Yeah. Anchor's kind of poor at like telling me that. So sometimes I just go through the whole thing, just like at least for like the last month or so, and just see if anybody's replied. So
Right.
But keep doing that. And then one more thing, if you're looking behind me, I have a green screen set up. Tyler and I, his came fucked up, so he had to get another one.
Yeah.
But we're going to be using green screen, so it's going to be you're going to be able to see more on the screen, and it's just going to be like our heads floating there. So it's going to look a little more professional.
Look more clean, yeah.
It'll look clean, and I'm hoping, I just did a test stream. I can't play COD because that game demands too much, but It looked fine with League. So maybe in the future we can do some streams. I'm sure there's a way I could figure out to literally just put your head, like your feed, on my OBS. So we're both on the stream.
There's got to be a way to do it. I just don't know how.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Right.
So yeah, get excited for that. So Friday's episode we should have our green screens going. So, but yeah, today 12.22B.
Yes.
When did so the first one came out on the 17th?
Yeah.
So when did the patch drop? Patch dropped last Wednesday, so a week ago. So it was the 16th. Am I doing my math right? Today's the 20. We're recording on the 21st. Yeah. Okay. So it came out on the
15th. So yeah, the patch notes came out on the 16th. It dropped on the 17th. Sorry. Wow. Holy crap! I can't do math
it dropped
at
on
all.
the 16th.
Yes.
And then the patch was the day later.
17th was Thursday. That's right.
I guess we could just mention, how are you feeling about this patch?
It's a tank patch. I will say the thing that I find really annoying is that and it happens every time they introduce new items. Every player is trying to build the same 3 new items on whatever champion they're playing to try to find optimization. And I think that's to be expected to an extent. It's also really annoying when you look and you see the entire enemy team has Heartsteel.
It's OP.
It's just like, this is so dumb. It's clearly the best item, and even on champions that shouldn't really use that item, they're doing really well with it. I don't mind champions like Set, who kind of have like a bruisery playstyle. They might play more tanky, they might play more damagey, but they can kind of fluctuate. Same thing with like a Darius or a Garen. Although, probably have more of a problem with Garen because of who Garen is and what he can do, and how he can build so drastically different and still be a tank. There's champions like, I don't know, think of Leona with Heartsteel. Like, come on, guys. Really? You know what I mean? I haven't seen it, but I almost guarantee someone's tried it.
I played a game of Nocturne Jungle with Heartsteel, and I just destroyed it.
Okay, yeah, see, that is my point. That is case in point. Like, that's the kind of shit that, like, I find annoying. But like you're gonna see it, and it's gonna be funny until the items get leveled out. Obviously, it's damn near impossible to build a new item and have it leveled out for every single champion because you're just not gonna think of all that stuff. It's just the way things go. It's impossible to think of all that stuff. So, I'm sorry that it's probably annoying right now, and this is the time you shouldn't be taking the game super seriously. That's first thought number one is the itemization. First thought number two is the jungle pings for objectives.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, those fucking suck, dude. I was really hyped on those. I thought they were gonna be awesome. And now I find that the fucking thing is in the way, and I'll just click whatever. If my jungler's topside, I'm clicking no. If my jungler's bot side, I'm gonna click yes. But I want the fucking thing to just go away. Just go away.
Yeah.
Get off my fucking screen.
I saw someone on Reddit was like, they feel like pop-up ads.
I think they took that from Raz. I think Raz said that, or Raz vice versa. I think I saw Raz tweeted something like that. He's like, dude, I just find that like I'm just trying to get it off my fucking screen. Like it's so stupid.
Because they pop up when you ping it.
Yeah.
And like if I'm on my way, if you click on your way ping, it's like, vote. I'm like, no.
Well, sometimes they pop up like right when it spawns. I've seen that too. I'm like, it's like, stop! I don't want this right now. Like I'm in the middle of a team fight or in a skirmish.
I don't like. I have to click on the little icon and then the vote selection comes up. Like I have to move my mouse twice to go click on it. Like one to click to access the vote, and then to actually vote.
Yes,
I don't like that.
It's annoying. I wish there was, and sometimes I wish this about the surrender box too. Is like there's a way just to make it kind of go away for a second, because it is definitely in the way, which sucks too. Because I think I'm gonna have to move. Like I play with the enemy and champion health bars above my mini map, so I can look at it all in one place. I know you play with yours on the left side. Mm-hmm. I may have to go back to the old school left side just because that right side is so saturated with shit. like get this off my fucking screen, man. Like I don't.
There's just too much going on.
Right.
I think as far as like jungling too, I feel like the reason it's taking a minute to get used to the crab spawning 15 seconds later, and it's like I think the reasoning was like, oh, now you don't have to hard farm your jungle to go make sure whatever. I feel I'm farming more to try to get my companion leveled up with treats. Granted, I'm also forgetting that like every time a minute goes by, you get an extra treat. So that's true. The next camp you farm gives you 2 treats instead of 1.
Right.
So it's like I feel like I absolutely need to get my smite up, because I've played games where I've won because I've had my guy with under 20 treats, so my smite is upgraded, and the other person has 25 and he only has 600, and I win because I have higher smite. So and then people are like getting pissed that like, why are you jungling? I'm like, or why are you farming? I'm like, bro, read the fucking patch. I get my max smite 1200 at 0.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get that before, like, I could probably get that before like 12 minutes if I just hard farm, no matter, like 15 minutes. I want to make sure I have that for Baron, especially Baron, like second Herald. I don't know, dude. It's, to be fair, people are still gonna like bitch about no matter anything, and they're gonna blame the jungler.
Well, so I was gonna say that in the couple of games that you and I have played together, I feel like every game someone's bitching at you for trying to complete your things. Like, why aren't you ganking this? It's like, well, first off, you're a losing lane, so you're not gonna get you're not just losing, you're getting ass blasted. So you're just not gonna get a gank because that's just feeding the enemy more. You don't have enough damage to compete with them. You don't have enough health to survive them. I'm not going to come fucking gank you and die also and give them more kills. Like, that's a cardinal rule of fucking jungling. You push the winning lanes ahead so that they can carry. You don't, not that you don't bother with the losing lane, but you kind of just let them, hey, play it safe, just farm it out. I know you're losing. I got to try to carry this lane up here. I got to try to push them and snowball them because they're winning. And the only way we're going to have a shot at beating that rat bastard who's kicking your ass is by getting our rat bastards fed so they can kick his ass or whatever. You know what I mean? That's like I don't even jungle, and I know that's a cardinal rule. Like, if I'm topside, I'm getting whooped. I just know I'm probably not going to get help, and that's fine. Please just go help mid or go help bot so they can get ahead and we have an opportunity to win the game. Otherwise, you're just wasting your resources.
One final thing I'll say is I feel like games are much more
They're
there's
forfeited way too quickly.
well, I was gonna say, I was gonna say, that I mean, I've been experiencing that a lot. But the games that I've played that just kept going on, and I'm getting shit on. I've had a very high amount of games where we've come back and destroyed.
Yeah.
Like we swing super hard.
I have noticed that too. The swing on the I played a couple games where we've been just getting pummeled with the early game, and we see that the objective bounties are up, and then they're gone by I don't know. It could be like when do they normally come up? Like 15 minutes, I think, is when they.
It's after 14, after the plates fall. I think.
Right, and they show up and like cool, and then by 25 minutes, it's even. It's like, okay, hey, can we give it 10 minutes? Can we give an opportunity here? Like, so many people
I
want to
think-
forfeit that early. And I've been on the reverse side of that, where we've been smashing the other team, and then we lose because they've swung it back, and then they eventually outscale, or whatever the reason is. Those objective bounties are swinging you back in and falling off. And the game has it does have a comeback mechanic that doesn't feel too overwhelming, because I've lost those games too. So I don't know.
I think it's
fair.
there's a lot more scaling options now. Like if like 4 people on my team have Hearthstone, just do your best to just keep stacking HP, and you're gonna get to a point where you're
Seriously.
very tanky. And we'll talk about like Rod of Ages. I've had a few Cassidans. It's fucking stupid. Speaking of, one more thing, and I promise we'll get into the B notes. One thing I totally forgot about on the patch notes is they didn't go through with the Seraph's Embrace changes.
Oh, that's right.
Those
I did forget
got
about that.
I think they're still getting changed because they were changing it from a CDR thing back to AP, and it didn't show up. So
I totally forgot about that. I remember we talked
Yeah.
about that too.
a few people were like, "Well, what the fuck? Where did it go?" But maybe they bring it back. I hope so,
Preseason,
because
they got plenty of time to fix it before they roll out the patch that starts the season. So,
all right, well, let's do it here. So, we got a few changes, a few bug fixes. We'll start with the one that was on the 18th. So it looks like there's
most
some bug
recent.
fixes.
yeah.
So it says, don't stop attack and fix a bug where wards revealed by Firelight's Bloom would display repeated on-hit attacks like Titanic Hydra if attacked while temporarily invincible due to effects like teleport. I've seen Evandrel did a video, and I just saw people like getting sniped by someone who has Titanic hitting the Scryer's Bloom, and the fucking AoE goes across the map.
Oh, that's
it was a
busted
really-
as fuck, dude.
It was a small percentage, but
That's hella funny.
and then let's see, Radiant cooldown fixed a bug where Radiant Virtue would permanently increase the cooldown of recastable ultimate abilities upon being recast. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Basically, so Radiant Virtue reduces the cooldowns when you use your ultimate and heals you, right?
Oh, so did
It was just
recastable.
permanently increasing the cooldown of your recastable ultimate. So, Vex, she has a recastable ultimate. You land it, and then you have a recast. Yeah, it was just kind of fucking those kinds of champions. Or Ari is another one who can recast her ultimate a couple times, Akali, etc. So, I haven't experienced it, but that's my understanding of what they're saying here. By the way, Gragas support with Radiant Virtue is kind of fucking disgusting. Because you're going to start... Leona with Radiant Virtue, kind of fucking disgusting. You're going to start the fight right there, then all of a sudden, you're a heal bot? Like, what the fuck? Leona with heals? That sounds fucking broken. That's all I'm saying.
All right, you want to move on to
Yeah, so mid-patch
on the
update
17th.
1, which was released on November 17th. That would have been last Thursday. Start off with Amumu. So he got a slight little, I guess it's a buff here. The E Tantrum cooldown reduction when hit by basic attacks. So for those of you that don't know, his E, when he's hit by basic attacks, it reduces the cooldown of the Tantrum, the E swing. It was a half-second cooldown reduction. They've bumped it up to 3/4 of a second cooldown reduction, so he'll be able to use that ability a lot faster. For those of you that play Amumu, you know his mana pool is pretty fucking garbage. So this will help you for spamming if you're close to dead. Probably going to help you with jungling. May not help you too much in team fights in that regard. I don't think it's massive buff, but
this is for sure just a jungle clear buff.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
It's pretty big. I mean, think about if you're doing Raptors
Sure.
and all of them are just hitting you, you're eased like perma up.
Right. You get that AoE to hit with, and part of that's because of some of the changes. So that's definitely a jungle buff, not really anything besides that. And then the Tantrum magic damage, again, this is a jungle buff, but you're getting 10 more damage at all ranks of the ability. You're going to keep your same 50% AP ratio. So, again, Amumu is not really a champion that builds. You could play Amumu building AP, but it's not that common, especially if you're in the jungle. You need the tankiness. So, again, just a jungle clear buff. It's just going to do more damage. You can cast it more often. Should help you with, like, wolves and raptors and Krugs even.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next one.
Moving down to Ivern.
The biggest troll of all.
This one and... Well, we'll get to the Kindred one are similar because, like, these jungle changes, I didn't even think about this, like, affected Ivern so much just because the way that he clears the jungle. So when you would kill, like, why would I play Ivern when, like, I can't remember, I have to go back and look at what the stats were for when, because when you kill jungle creeps now, you get a small heal and a small mana replenish.
Right.
So, like, how would Ivern even... I don't know. I haven't seen an Ivern in a game in so fucking long. So I think the Kindred one is a little more, like, was a little more impacted.
Okay.
But yeah, so Ivern, his passive health cost was 131 to 70 at levels 1 through 18. Now it is 98 to 0 at levels 1 through 18. Pretty big. And then the passive mana cost was 135 to 66. Now it is 90 to 0.
Wow.
So if you get to late game, he's literally just going to be... He takes camps for free.
Yeah, he does. Literally for free.
And then there was a bug fix where Daisy could take kill credit for Drake and not give the credit towards Soul to her respective team. What the fuck?
My God. Not give the credit towards Soul to her respective... Gee, that's fucking broken. Holy bad bug, dude. Wow. That's fucking nuts. Well, good thing it's preseason and not competitive yet, right?
That's crazy.
That's fucking nuts.
If Daisy's able to get the last hit on Dragon, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that could be that their jungler's down. You don't need to waste your smite because there's no... it could be you've aced them and you don't need to waste your smite. There's no way that they're going to be able to steal it or whatever. And then you just let Daisy finish it off. And then you don't get the dragon credit, dude. That is fucking... Like, I wonder what happens. Just go in the abyss?
Probably.
Does Elder still come out after 4? Or do you just have to kill another extra dragon? That's
Who
weird.
knows?
Who knows? We're never gonna know, right? All right. Next is Jack Show, the protein drinker. I don't know. Bonus armor and MR per stack is gonna go up from 2 to 3. I feel like this item's not getting used as much as the other new items, so I think it does need a little something. And the percent bonus armor and MR at maximum stacks is gonna go from 10% to 15%. So it's gonna make you a little bit tankier. Just a little bit.
Have you seen the teaser thing that's been happening with this item?
No.
So I've seen screenshots. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, here's the Easter egg. I'm bringing it up on screen here. There are people that are getting messages at the end of the game. If you have a champion that has built that, I don't know if there's special stipulations on what champions, but at the end of the game, it'll be like a system message, like a yellow thing. It'll say like, Jack Show has deemed you worthy of something. Like, I'm trying to find... Yeah, it says Jack Show deems, and then it says the player's name, worthy and has absorbed their power. So I'm not sure if that's a teaser for the next champion.
I feel like just because of the name Jack Show and the color, it's purple. I feel like it's got to be a Void thing, right?
I don't think they didn't have. They didn't announce the Void.
No, they didn't. But they also didn't really tell you where this item's from either. I'm just like I said, purely speculating based on what we know about color schemes and naming techniques, right? It looks like a Void item, and it almost sounds like if they're giving it to you with certain champions, and now I wonder what champions you have to play. Sounds like it could be Void related, so I wonder, like, I mean, I wouldn't put this on Kassadin, but I mean, just to see if anything came of it, I would be curious to test it on, like, or maybe Rek'Sai.
People are the item kind of looks like a
Kind of looks like
um
Varus, like Project Varus to me.
it's like a symbiote, kind of like how Kaisa has a living suit.
Okay,
So I think that's kind of maybe what that is. It's like a living
maybe
suit.
that could be it too.
Someone said, as far as I know, it's probably not a teaser since we know that no upcoming champions are Void, and the next one is likely Darken, but it could be Event. I don't know. Interesting.
Maybe that is highly possible. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else on here.
Yeah.
Didn't say. It said the only thing I see is that it could be a teaser for the next League of Legends champion the same way they did prior to Set's release, where players got cards mentioning the boss, which then gave them Set for free upon his release. It says at this time the requirement was getting 10 First Bloods. Now who knows what the requirement is? All we do know is it'll likely pay off to be recognized by Jack Show. So don't be surprised if you see people spamming this item in your games. It's highly possible when stuff like this comes out that people start doing dumb shit. So
Unless they nerf Heartsteel, I don't think so. Heartsteel
Sure.
is so fucking good.
people might just want a free champion though. People do dumb shit.
Next we had Karthus.
Yes.
Had a bug fixed a rare bug where Karthus would momentarily revive from his passive if he had the Chemtech Soul buff. Oh my god, it's back from the
That's fucking
back from the
funny.
dead.
That's funny.
They should have left that in.
I know, right? That would have been funny as fuck. You only just can't leave it in where because it's inconsistent, right? You have to figure out how to make that consistent. So, all right, Kindred is next on the list. Bonus attack speed after casting Q, Dance of Arrows, is going to go up from 25% to 35%. So, like Dean said earlier, it's just a jungle clear thing, except for also this is usable in team fights, whereas like Ivern's is not really that important to the team fights, and even Amumu's is not really that important to the team fights, but this is fucking huge. 10%, that's almost a free dagger. That's, if I had to guess a gold value, I would say 280 gold. That 10% attack speed.
I think the main reason they did this too is because we didn't mention this at the beginning, that counter jungling is not worth it anymore. And guess
Right.
where Kindred's marks spawn?
Yeah, they counter for sure.
So giving her the base, the extra 10%, and then it's going to incentivize you to keep going. That was weird. I didn't even think about that because like I've played a lot of games. I do not get counter jungle. The only time my jungle will get taken is either one, if it's my teammates, or two, we're getting shit on. The whole enemy team is in my jungle.
They're in your map, right? At that point, it's that's just free gold for the enemy team.
It's so she needed a buff.
Right.
Not bad. It's pretty good. 10% is pretty good. I'll probably see some more Kindred playing, but I also know ranged jungle champions. Just because they lowered the like the leash or the patience range, it's like kind of hard for you to kite the jungle camps now
Right.
properly.
Unless you're Graves.
So they kind of screwed up. Yeah, unless you're Graves, but they kind of screwed up. He's very short range, anyways.
Right.
But they kind of screwed over a lot of like possible marksman junglers. So
Sure.
probably this is probably needed.
Sure. No, I think I'm with you on that. Tell me about the next guy up here.
Maokai, I haven't seen him. Played a guy like a support. I've been seeing more support Maokai than anything.
Because people don't know how to play him well top lane, and I think there's a lot of sets, and people are like, I don't want to fucking play against Set.
I think he's slowly been getting nerfed anyways.
Yeah.
So see, a sapling toss empowerment slow was 45% plus 0.6% per 100 bonus AP or HP plus 2% per 100 AP. Now it is 45% plus 0.9 per 100 bonus HP, and it's going to double the AP, so it's 4% per 100 AP.
So just imagine this guy building Heartsteel and then building some sort of
I was going to
AP
say
item.
Rod of Ages.
You can build Rod of Ages. That's a nice little thing there. I was just thinking Heartsteel because Maokai makes decent use of Grasp if he's top lane, and you're like double dipping in that, right? Grasp and then Overgrowth and Heartsteel. You have like a nice little double dip in the HP department, and then you build one AP item for the 100 AP just for the extra slow, right? Like I mean, you could be really fucking annoying and build Rylai's because it gives health and AP, and it'd give you enough to get the I think it still gives 100 AP, or is it 80 AP?
Rylai's? I think
Yeah,
it's 80.
it might be 80. So you might need Rylai's and something else. Rylai's and Demonic or something. Or hell, you could just build Demonic and get free AP out of that too. Uh, it opens up a little bit better usage for Maokai and grosser build paths. I think it'd be kind of fun though.
All right, Radiant Virtue.
Radiant Virtue. It's getting a slight buff here. The max health heal ratio was 1%. It's gonna go up to 2%, so double your max health healing, which is important. I mean, doubling it at such a small rate isn't doing a whole lot, but enough to make the item more worth it. The non-ultimate ability haste was 15 ability haste. It's gonna go up to 20, so that's also pretty freaking good. And then we already talked. We didn't talk about this. This is uncool cooldowns. Fixed a rare bug where Radiant Virtue could permanently reduce an ally's ability cooldowns. So that's pretty fucking gross. Think about Set, who doesn't use any resources, just having super low fucking cooldowns.
Well, to be fair, I mean, you could just build Spirit Sojin anyways.
Right. But then you couple this on top of that, right? And it's just disgusting. Oh, he's just got W up all the time. He can face break every time. So that's a pretty gross bug. I mean, that's probably pretty rare. It does say rare, but it's probably more rare than they even note. So good fix there. I think good little buff to the item that's underutilized currently.
Remus.
Ram.
Defensive curl, ball curl, base armor was 40, now it is 50. And then the W, the bonus magic resist was 10, and now it is 15. Pretty straightforward. I'll take that. Take Ramus buffs.
Yeah.
Hydra.
Okay, Ravenous Hydra. Total cost in gold going up by 100 from 33 to 34. It's already an expensive item. That just makes it that much more expensive. And I think it's because a lot of ADs are building it. Actually, a lot of champions are building a Hydra item, whether it's Titanic or whatever. Unique passive is Carnivorous AD per stack. So it was 0.6 for 24 maximum AD. They're dropping that to 0.5 to 20 max AD. Okay.
I don't think that's terrible.
That's not terrible, but I think they're trying to make it. It should be a fighter item, not a carry item. And so I think they're trying to dial it back a little bit.
Would you call like Camille or Fiora a carry? Not a carry?
Sure. I'm sorry. I should clarify. Not a marksman item where you're going to be building a lot. You're trying to get raw 80 and crit chance. And then the healing, like...
I haven't seen any 80s building this.
Aside from Ezreal. And I've seen it on...
I haven't seen that.
I've seen it on Ezreal. I've seen it on Vayne. You usually see it on like on hit kind of ADs. It's fucking disgusting. It's stupid. It's gross.
I feel like they should just make Hydra
back to melee only.
Back to melee.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I don't know. I mean, I guess like you have champions like Urgot that can, or just the Tiamat in general. Urgot can use Titanic pretty well.
Sure.
But,
yeah, I know. How do you classify it, right? I mean, Urgot. Gnar could use it. It's not probably ideal, but like there's another range champion that could make good use out of it, so I don't know how you classify that out of those kinds of champions, because those are the kinds of champions that should be using it, but then how do you keep it out of the hands of ADCs? I'm not sure. So
next up, Rod of Ages, and this one's pretty fucking big. They're just lowering the cost by 400, 32 to 28. I know a lot of people were complaining that like I feel like Rod its base stats is like probably the worst power spike at the beginning.
Should be. Because
you're 60 AP and then 200 health, 200 mana?
I think so.
And then sure you have the healing and the mana regen or whatever, but you got to wait 10 minutes for it to get your extra level, and then you get the movement speed bonus or whatever you get from when you get hit or use whatever. It was super weak just sitting on so 400 gold is a lot, and
that's really good.
A lot of people, I expect a lot of tank or HP stacking, mana stacking. It's just the perfect Kassadin item. I don't know what else.
Yeah, any like stat stick stacking so champions. I do want to visit Kassadin because I feel like casting with Everfrost is still pretty fucking good. Like to be able to stop your enemy in place, like you don't have to take that extra Rift Walk and burn the mana, and then you get free damage out of it is pretty good. Like don't get me wrong, Rod of Ages I think is still a great casting item, but I think that for the first time in a long time, Caston actually has some build diversity. Obviously, since Mythics have existed, Rod of Ages hasn't existed, so we don't. I'm not sure if we know the best optimized way to build, but I think now it does give you a clear choice of like, hey, do you want to have the stacking item that makes you more powerful the longer the game goes, or do you want that immediate like you have Everfrost. Here's extra damage, a stun or slow that you can stack with your E if it's available. Um, I just think it offers more options for a champion like Kassadin. Of course, obviously we know Rod of Ages is a classic Kassadin item. Um, hell, Rod of Ages is a classic Karthus item too. So I think it's cool to see when they do when they bring some of these costs down. Like I think at 3,200, it may not have been worth building on Kassadin because it's so long to get a shit tier power spike. But at 2,800, that's as
so
cheap
good.
as a support item. And I think Everfrost is only like 20. Everfrost is rather cheap too. So I
Yeah.
think it's like, hey, here's an item, like, try this item instead. You know, hey, you over there, like, yeah, it's a shit power spike, but give it 10 minutes. So I like the change. And like you said, the power spike's so bad. Like dropping 400 gold early is really good because otherwise, like, you have no incentive to really want to build this item. It's too fucking expensive. Build something else where it's gonna help you spike earlier.
And then finally, you want to just
Yeah, I
wrap
could
up
I can run
these
through
last two
Shaco and
bugs?
Viego because these are two bugs. So Shaco, the not so fun surprise, fixed a bug where Shaco's boxes from his W would no longer deal bonus damage.
If
That's
only they kept that.
I know, right? I wish they would get rid of the AoE on that fucking ability. But hey, Viego, Ruined King. Fixed the bug where Viego would no longer gain bonus jungle experience after ending possession of an enemy champion.
Oops.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. I will say one of the things that has always drove me nuts about Viego is just because they have item counters on things that tell you certain stats or whatever on certain items.
Yep.
I have noticed now when you take a body over, he typically would lose all of those stat counters. Once you went back to Viego, those counters would be lost for whatever reason because Riot can't figure out how to put in a memory, I guess. I don't know. Um, I have noticed there are some items, and I think items like Wit's End and Blade of the Ruined King that actually now keep their tracking. I have only seen it once in an ARAM that I played with Viego, and I was like, wait, my item numbers didn't reset, but my mythic reset. But the other item, and I'd have to go back
They're
and
so
find it.
close.
Right.
They're so close to fixing
It's
it.
like, guys, like, it's so hard to tell what, like, it, obviously, prior to Mythics, we didn't have those kind of counters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of had to figure out and do the math, and figure out like, hey, is this optimal? Is it obviously sometimes the most optimal and the best item for the situation are two different things, but like when you're trying to look at like, hey, what is the most optimal build I can take? In the past, you would have to do the math, and then that led to a lot of I guess internet arguments or whatever. And then when they added the counters, it's really nice. You look at a champion like Scion, I don't know, if like Scion with Hullbreaker and be like, is Hullbreaker optimal on Scion? Are you getting use out of it? Sure. Are you not? Fucking sell that and buy something else. Um, or you look at like Viego with Divine Sunder. Is that the most optimal item? Because remember when he came out, the item that they wanted to recommend to you was Shield Bow or Gale Force. They wanted to recommend a crit, much like a Yasuo Yone. Wanted to recommend a crit item for you to build. But it becomes very hard with this champion to figure out what is optimal in terms of damage or what is optimal in terms of this or that when it fucking resets every time you possess another body. So like, when do you ever figure that shit out? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see them fix that. And yeah, it's probably just like a complaint, really, unless it's such a small bug that really doesn't offer a whole lot to the game unless you're a nerd who doesn't like doing math, like me. So I would like to see them fix that. Like I said, like you said, they're so fucking close to it. Like Jesus Christ.
And then the only other thing they had was some ARAM changes, and I do not give a shit because I still stand by that. I don't know why that exists. It's
Right.
fucking stupid. I don't care. But that's it. That was a quick quickie. So we will get on up out of here. So enjoy your Wednesday, guys. We'll be back on Friday for a Thanksgiving filled fun. I don't know what other.
If we can get it out earlier, we will, but no promises. We got some stuff going on. It's kind of a busy week for me at work, so we'll do what we can. But worst case, it comes out on Friday, and for those of you in Europe that are not Thanksgiving celebrators, I apologize. But you guys can still come in and have some fun and tell us what you're thankful for about League 2. So maybe have some of those on deck. And it would be nice, actually, if you guys had some that you wanted to respond to this episode. Or
go ahead
on
if you're
YouTube
listening,
or Twitter or whatever.
join the Discord and throw them in the Discord.
Yeah, I would love to. I would
we'll-
love to read some of your guys' things out.
We'll make a channel. Let's make a channel and ping everybody, and we'll ask everybody to put some shit in there.
Okay, that sounds
We'll
good.
do that. We'll do that. So join the Discord. Go to the link tree in the bio, in the description, wherever the fuck you're listening right now. Join the Discord. Boom. So
If you're not on Discord, feel free to drop a comment on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, any social media. Feel free to do that. I know some people just don't like using Discord. That's fine. Totally okay. I still want to know your thoughts and what you're thankful for in League.
until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your day.
Later.